Ascend is a webcomic that is written by Syrus Coy and drawn by Africa's and Chakra's Arvin92. It follows a group of powerful entities that could be considered great spirits or gods. The two main characters are Anari the Kitsune and Ralph the Rabbit. Other characters include Rachel the Cheetah, Jeremiah the Wolf, and the Snake Genies Monty and Kara. The story starts out fairly confusing, and it seems an odd choice to begin where it did. New readers might be put off by the first couple pages. It took me several read-throughs to grasp what may be happening. We start off following the same story Anari is currently telling Jeremiah. I get the feeling Anari and Jeremiah only recently met, probably at the start of Ralph's mysterious illness, and were filling the weeks with getting to know each other. In her story, Anari mentions being in a state of disorientation, seeming to act on base instincts, perhaps being in the state of mind of a wild animal. Upon meeting Ralph, he made her remember. It seems he made her remember what she truly is and where her home was. From there, they spent time bonding with each other and even dating. At some point, Ralph started acting strangely, decorating the outside of his house with his own blood. That is the point where I believe Jeremiah met or revealed himself to Anari. Based on his conversation here, it seems he locked Ralph inside the house and appointed himself jailer. Ralph's state of mind is unexplained, but it's clear Jeremiah knows more than Anari does. Perhaps it was a rebound from a spell or experiment Ralph attempted. Anari and Jeremiah start arguing, and in the middle of Jeremiah's monologue, Ralph decides to up and leave. Jeremiah departs to search, and Anari is left on her own for a stretch of time. This is where the plot starts gaining momentum, as Rachel makes her appearance after stalking Anari while the Kitsune paints. Rachel starts a fight with Anari, escalating until she becomes outright murderous, blaming the fox for the failure of her relationship with Ralph. Ralph intervenes just in time to prevent the killing blow, and a little more is revealed, mostly from Rachel. Ralph has a family that he is estranged from, and Rachel came to plead for his return. She still refers to him as love, but it's clear enough to see that it's one-sided. The landscape that the characters are currently in may be a pocket dimension of Ralph's design, with a doorway that opens only one way. Perhaps that will change in time. Ralph takes Anari further into his realm, leaving Jeremiah and Rachel behind. Monty and Kara are introduced as Ralph's guardians and servants, and will be the same to Anari if there is a need. Kara explains a little of Ralph's past to Anari, that Ralph and Rachel were in an arranged marriage. It's not clear what else Kara says, but Anari's rarely used ability to read minds activates, and discovers that whatever caused the rift between Ralph and Rachel may have been engineered by someone else, maybe even one of Ralph's brothers. Regardless, Ralph decided to move on and away from Rachel. The scene moves on to the four entering a huge cavern with a waterfall, and Ralph coaxes Anari into a game of chase. This is the latest comic available at the time of this video. In conclusion, I will say this comic has finally hooked me, even if it was slow to do so. Anari is a likable character that is charming and playful, and her latest scene with Ralph is heartwarming. There is cause for concern though, as Ralph appears to be emotionally unstable, and seems to take pleasure in Anari's pain. But I will continue reading to see what happens, and I encourage others to do the same.